All right, so this is for making your resume and uploading it to your portfolio website. So you're going to start by going to eClass, weekly agenda. We're going to look for the resume template, which is right here, Wednesday, Thursday. Go ahead and click that. And then you're going to click download. And then as soon as it downloads over here, you're going to go ahead and click that to open it in Illustrator. You're going to click close and skip. There should be another pop-up. Just click skip. And you're basically going to exchange all this information with information that's pertinent to you. So my name is not Kevin Smith. My name is, go ahead and type your name. So in order to edit a text box, you can double click on it using selection tool, or you can use type tool and just directly click on it like that. So I'm going to add my name. You can leave graphic designer as graphic designer, or you can leave it as student or change it to student, because ultimately that is your full role right now. Profile, you are not a 27-year-old graphic designer. You are a student. So I'd probably say something like high school student working towards a diploma. Maybe you're interested in a certain career field. Interested in pursuing graphic design opportunities. Whatever your opportunities that you're interested are, and it looks a little weird to me, so I'm going to bring this in, holding down Alt, so that it pulls it in from both sides. Contact information you're going to leave alone. This part right here is very specific to a graphic design resume. So you'll be able to edit how well you feel or how comfortable you feel with the program. So if I feel like pretty good about Illustrator, it's only my first year, but like I know it the best, I'm going to leave it around here because I'm still a beginner, but I do feel comfortable with it. Photoshop, we didn't really do much of, so I would definitely keep that lower. And InDesign, we did even less of, right? So I would maybe even put that lower. But all of this, it's okay if they're pretty low, as long as you're being fairly honest, because you don't want to, mislead employers and deceive them. So adjust that. And I use selection tool to click on this rectangle, and I want to make sure it's on this back and forth arrow so I can move it back and forth. Okay, on the right side, you have work experience, education, and extracurricular. So starting with work experience, if you currently have a job, you're going to put that job there. So if you are a cashier, and this is all caps, if you're a cashier at Wingstop, you're going to add that because you work there. You get paid to work there. You're going to talk about how long you've been working there. Did you start in January 2022 and you currently work there? You're going to put January 22 to present. Here is where you're going to type information about the job. What do you do there? And what are you learning that is valuable that you can take to other jobs? Are you learning really great customer service skills and communication skills so that you can help, diffuse situations because maybe you've dealt with a lot of complaints, right? Are you really good at problem solving when it comes to seating guests as a hostess, right? Because you have to consider so many things. You have to consider not overwhelming the server. You have to consider the party size. Whose turn is it as a server? Are the servers going to complain that you're seating the other server too much? It's a lot of balancing, right? So give yourself some credit on these things. Use really good business words. Google some if you have to, but like experience, customer service, talking about problem solving, mediating, right? All of these words you're going to add here, not in all caps. All right, and then going down, I do want to cover this. Work experience, if you have not had a job before or do not have a job, think about opportunities that you can consider a job. For example, if you take care of your siblings at home, that is a big responsibility. So I'm going to say that I'm a babysitter at a residence, and they don't have to know that that residence is my house, okay? Because at the end of the day, I'm taking on that responsibility. If something happens to my siblings, it's, my head, me in charge. So put that down. They don't have to know that it's your house, right? Because at the end of the day, you're gaining that experience. Another example is office aide at Norcross High School. Maybe you're an office aide, or maybe you work at the school store or student store, whatever they call it, the school store. You have more responsibility on your hands, right? You got to make sure that like money is coming in and that you're charging them the right amount. The school is trusting you to charge the right amount of money. So that way, you can continue buying the materials in order to have a school store. Office aides, they rely on you to walk around the school and to hand out very important information, right? Students need to know that they're allowed to go to the counselor, when they can go. They need to know, about testing stuff. So that's a responsibility that Norcross is putting on you. And even though you're not getting officially paid for it, it's experience in like a bigger entity trusting you, right? Talk about when you did that and what you gained from it. What did you learn? Education should be the same for everyone because we're all in high school, or y'all are all in high school. If you're a freshman, you're going to write that you started in 2022, and if you're currently working towards a degree, and this is for even college degrees, you're going to write expected 20 when you're supposed to graduate. So if you're a freshman 4 years from now, that's 2026. Then you're saying started in 2022 and I'm expected to graduate in 2026. You're going to add your GPA. For this, you're going to go to Student View, go to Course History, and it should show you your GPA in the top right corner. Go ahead and add your GPA there. Don't lie. Just don't. Okay? Just be honest about it. Even when you are in college, they'll might ask for your college grades. So this is part of the reason why doing well in school matters, because this is sometimes how it's used. We're going to keep this the same. Studied 1 year of graphic design under the Career Technical Education Department. Developed technical skill as well as business skills using real-world applications. Notice the vocabulary and the word usage here. When you're writing resumes, some people, it's like their full-time job to write resumes because of how like specific the wording is. Like they want to hear that professional language. So as you're doing this, pick up on the language, right?
Pardon the interruption, but if both Cyrus and Isis Wilson are still in the building, please come to the front office.
What was I saying? So we'll leave that as is. Just make sure you have the date on there. All right, extracurricular. This is for anyone that's in a club, anyone that's on a sports team. Employers want to see that you have interests outside of work, that you're an active person, maybe you're really into fitness. That is impressive, right? They want to know that you're taking care of yourself or that you have like really interesting hobbies. So you can put that you're in an Iraq club or you're in the varsity football team at Norcross High, right? Go ahead and add that there when you were in that club, right under that, and then talk. Well, honestly, for extracurricular, you don't have to keep this part. They just want to see the list of what you're doing. Sometimes it's just kind of like opening conversation or a conversation opener when they ask you about your extracurricular, but they're not going to call and verify that you're in that club. But still don't lie about it because you're going to have to be able to talk about it. If you don't have anything extracurricular related that you're in, like for example, you're not in a specific club, think about the electives that you're taking. Are you in band, chorus, orchestra? Are you taking art class? Theater? These are all things that sometimes involve out of school commitment, and it's extracurricular in the sense that it's not academic. So they would want to know, like, oh, that's an interest. That's pretty interesting, right? So you could talk about the fact that you're in band. Maybe you have a leadership position in band. That's impressive as well. Make sure to add that in. Anything else? Oh, another good thing to put under here is any volunteer work that you've done. If you volunteer at a homeless shelter, if you volunteer, anywhere at your church, or any kind of community involvement. Maybe you just go somewhere specific because you're passionate about it. Include that in there. That's pretty much it. Make sure you modify all of that information on here. And then once you're done modifying all of it, making sure it's accurate to you, you're going to go to File, Export, Export As. We're going to name this resume, so go ahead and take off Template. We want to save as type, JPEG or .jpg. You want to select Use Artboards, and you want to save it in Documents. Let's go ahead and click Documents, and then you're going to click Export. And then we get JPEG options. Here, CMYK, medium, 150 ppi. Type optimized, sure. And then click OK. Ignore that. Now you're going to go to sites.google.com. sites.google.com. Takes you to Google Sites, right? And you should see your website here. So let's go ahead and click on it. And we're going to go to the contact page. On the contact page, we're going to go and add an image, and the image is going to be our resume. So click on Images, click on Upload. My resume is here. I'm in Documents. Cool. And let me hide this. And then click Open. Obviously, that's itty bitty. If someone is hiring you, they would not be able to read it. So let's make it bigger. And click and drag the diagonal corner over. As you can see, yes, it made it wider, but it cut it off. So I'm going to use this one right here in the center to drag it down so that I can see my whole resume on my website like that, right? And if it gets cut off at the top, that means you need to keep dragging it down until you get all of this. All right, very last step. Once your resume is on there looking good, you're going to publish. And this is important because if I open up your link and you haven't published, it's not going to show me your resume. You want to publish it so that way it updates your website to the most recent draft that you created. So now, after you publish it, when I open the link that you turned in to your portfolio website, it will have this on there. For those of y'all that have not published your website before, it's going to ask you what to name it, and you're going to type your first and last name, and it's going to create that link. If you need to turn in the portfolio website link, you're going to click this button right here that looks like a paperclip, copy link, go to the Google Classroom assignment, go to classwork, portfolio, website, add or create, not file, add or create, link, paste it, Control V to paste, and then turn it in. And yeah, just make sure, double check that you have turned in this website link, because if you don't, that's 2 grades, right? That's the portfolio website grade and that's the resume grade. So make sure you have both those things turned in through your link. So for example, if I click on it, it opens my website, right? And I have my resume on here. Okay, that's it.